Hello, this is Lance Johns in Driving Las Vegas More, baby. Lance Johns. I want to talk about the 2020 March on Washington. The March on Washington evoked in latest protests. Thousands of blacks gathered in the capital city. Okay, this story comes out of this last weekend. The March on Washington. The March on Washington. It was wait. I'm trying to think. I can't even think. Let's see the March. Let's see 20th, Friday, 29, 30, 31. Okay, the March on Washington was Friday, so this story is like from Saturday. Okay, cause I know on ABC they were showing the original March on Washington. I was trying to look at it on my DirecTV app because I have DirecTV for cable. I really don't need it, but I have it for cable, and I have an app for DirecTV, and I can look at stuff if I want to. But I was looking at TV, like the original March on Washington, looking at like footage from King, from Harry Belafonte, Sidney Poitier, Bob Dylan was on there. It was all kind of people on there. The guy that just died from Georgia, the last guy. What's his name? I can't even think his name. The guy that just died. I can't even think of his name. I did a video about him. The congressman from Georgia, yeah, the one that just died, that was in the Selma March. I cannot think of his name for nothing. But it'll come to me, but okay, Capitol Week of protest and outrage over the police shooting a black man in Wisconsin. Civil rights advocates and Friday denounced police and vigilant violence against black Americans and commemoration of the 1963 March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom. Like in 1963, thousands gathered at the Lincoln Memorial where the Reverend Martin Luther King delivered his historic I Have a Dream speech, a vision of racial equality that remains exclusive for millions of Americans. Excuse me. The event came on the heels of yet another shooting of a white police officer of a black man. 29-year-old Jacob Blake. I did a story about him some days ago. That sparked a day of protesting and violence that left 2 dead. I want to give space for black people in the crowd to say that they are not okay, said Jermaine Williams, New York City public advocate. Early on the march was shaped up by the latest protest gatherers, participants streaming in the late March Friday morning stood in lines that stretched for several blocks. Protocols. Organizers reminded attendees to practice social distancing and wear masks throughout the program. Martin Luther King III. We all know he's the son of Martin Luther King Jr. Okay, and Al Sharpton, whose civil rights organization, the National Action Network, planned Friday event, delivered keynote address. Excuse me. We come to bear witness, to remain awake, to remember from where we come, and to consider where we're going. King said, whether you're here in person or watching on TV networks, thank us for joining us for this March on Washington. We're taking a step forward on the America's rocky but righteous journey toward justice, he said. To underscore the urgency, Chauvin assembled the families of an ever-expanding roll call of victims. Jacob Blake, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Rayshard Brooks, Ahmaud Arbery, Trayvon Martin, and Eric Garner, among others. Aubrey and Martin were both killed by white men who pursued them with guns. Following the commemorative rally. I don't know why it's hard for me to say the word, excuse me. Participants will march to the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial in West Pomatic Park next to National Mall and then disperse. Turnout in Washington was expected to be lighter and initially intended because of a city-imposed CV-19 pandemic restriction that limit out-of-state visitors to the nation's capital. To that end, the National Action Network organized a hand of certified march event in South Carolina, Florida, and Nevada, among others. Robbie Williams, 67, traveled to march from Covington, Kentucky, and said attendance on her way speaking to my children and my people. My message to my children is to stand up no matter what and to police, get some education, to read your Bibles, Williams said, adding that she wants black communities to honest confront internal violence and homophobia. God. Okay, it shows a black man in the reflecting version of 1963 Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech. But yeah, a lot has been going on lately because of the Black Lives Movement. I would hate to be a police officer right now, especially a white police officer. All I say is that if you get pulled over, just do what the officers say. Try not to provoke them. And if you feel they did you wrong, just try to remember their badge number and do what you need to do. Just try to make sure you don't be killed by them. No matter if you black, white, Latino, Native, Asian, whatever, just try to make sure that you do what the officer wants you to do and don't try to provoke them, because some officers don't care about killing people. Some officers are nice, but just try to, de-escalate the situation. But anyway, Lance John dropped a lot like more baby. Like, share, subscribe, hit bell notifications. You see something, say something, don't be afraid to speak out. 6 feet social distance, wear a mask. Wash out your hands. Don't be afraid to speak out. You see something, say something. And again, thanks for listening and have a good night.